You're wondering how to make more music than excuses on the guitar. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how I make more music than excuses and how I'm helping students every single day. For me, creativity, authenticity, and expression always come first. I would not have learned the guitar if I could not do those things on it. So I aim to help students be authentic, to create, and then to express themselves through the instrument. I could literally talk for hours and hours and hours of all the things that you can do on this thing because I've never had a day where I was not inspired on the guitar because I learned the principles of the guitar. Because you have two types of problems that people have when they learn the guitar. Either that they are really good at replicating people, but they have no idea on how that person made it in the beginning. People who are really good at getting knowledge but have no way how to speak for themselves. The No Bars Held course is for the people that are good at mimicry, good at mimicry, replicating, following instructions, and you can get a solid foundation of knowledge and harmony in music theory, to which when you're done with the course, you'll look back at these music theory books and you'll be like, I know what that is. I understand that. That makes sense to me. Because your experience validates the rationale behind those books. Or if you're a person that's really good at learning things but doesn't know how to create, that's where private lessons are so beneficial and keep students so much more engaged and inspired every single day. So you show students truth and they can act in truth. Those are the two problems that I can help people solve. In this video, I'm going to show you the fundamental principles of the guitar. So the most basic form of constructing and expressing ourselves would be the letters of the alphabet. So what are the letters on the guitar? We got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And it just keeps repeating forever. Those are our letters. Now, what do we do with letters? We make them words. So words are our chords. Chords that I'm going to do right now are simple ones called A, D, and E. Right? And the relationship between those, I have A, D is 4 notes away. A, B, C, D, and E is 5 notes away. Right? So we want to use words in a sentence. So a sentence could be your measures. Measures is 4 notes, right? These are the principles of measure. 4 beats. So if I hit A, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 1 measure. If I hit 2 measures, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're already rocking and rolling. We already have a formula. We got chords, we got melody, we got a sentence. Now let's tell a story. What paragraph format should we use? Not the hamburger. We're gonna use the 12-bar blues. If you aren't familiar with that, oh, I'm so excited. I'm the first person to show you. My goal is to have 100,000 people create a 12-bar blues in the world because I feel like the world would be so much better if there was that. 12-bar is a series of chords in a specific format where you play the 1 for 4 bars, you play the 4, 2 bars, the 1 again for 2 bars, and then you go 5, 4, 1, 5. Now it sounds like a lot. It sounds like, how am I going to memorize that? Don't be afraid. You've memorized harder things. You've memorized multiplication. You've memorized birthdays, phone numbers, songs, albums. This is just 12 bars. So we gotta start being courageous, right? Never start any guitar lesson with I can't. Every lesson I start with someone, it always starts with I can. Because usually people come to me with things they think they can't do, and by the end, they can do it. And that, I think, is why having a teacher is super important, because it illuminates things about yourself you did not see before. Let's say we got the 12 bar, and now we got A for 4 bars. We played D for 2 bars. Back to A for 2 bars. And then we go E, D, A, and E. So we plug those in. We're going to do it in the measures. I'm going to show you how I can do this simply. I'm going to show you how I can do this at the medium, intermediate level, and then the advanced level by applying different rhythms and different techniques and different accents, using these musical principles to then create something that's all my own. So here we go. Nice. So you just saw the evolution of the 12 bar from the fundamental principles all the way into the creativity that I had at that time. And now we're going to do it with lead. There's two types of guitar, right? There's rhythm, there's lead. So how do we make lead? Well, we talked already about these letters, right? We can make words in the higher frequency on the guitar as well. These are called arpeggios, which is my root, the third, my fifth. So if I have A, it'd be A, 3 notes away, C, and then my 5 notes away, we already know, is E. So I got C, E, A, E. Have all those together. Now, similar to how you saw me use that 12 bar, I combined it with a scale. That was the secret sauce to combine it. The scales, the pentatonic scales. So as I use this scale, if I use this scale, the set principle, if you memorize those, then you can take these arpeggios. This is one for A, this is one for D, 10th fret, and on the 12th fret, if you combine it with the scale, arpeggio, with the scale that's around it, now you got a guitar solo. And better yet, when the A is playing, you're harmonizing. You're harmonizing with the rest of the band. First solo, I'll just show you guys how these go over, and then second time I'll add just some bends, keep it simple, and the last one I'm just gonna go for it to show you what it's like when you just take risks, you practice your technique, you practice your scales, and then you let it rip in the end. Let's go. So you can see we just created a riff using the 12 bar, we just created a solo using the 12 bar, using some simple principles that you can transform to your heart's content for the rest of time. That is what principles do. They relate yourself, relate to others, so you can create music together. That's music theory, the relationship between notes. Now you could, what most people do, and get a bunch of books, sight reading, complete method, song books, more rhythm reading, jazz guitar books, flamenco guitar books, Bach and partitas song books. You could get all those books. You could use all of those. Or you could do it in the 12 bar. You could start just learning these by playing, because I don't think students memorize anything I show them until they make music with it. I've never had a student memorize something that they didn't make music with. Just never happened. So I needed to make something that students considered music when they came to the lesson, and also something that they could transform. As a philosophy major, I loved structuring knowledge in a way that made logical and scientific sense. My constant in my experiment was the 12 bar blues, and my variable was the chords, the types in which you played them. So you have A like this, A like this, A like this, like this, or like that. So we have a bunch of different A's. We have different ways to play these arpeggios. We have different scales. Different scales, but we can always keep those consistent in the 12 bar, and that way you can see the difference as you play a 12, this A chord here versus here, or here. Those all have different emotional sensations that come up, but you'll notice them because you now have a structure you remember, and it feels like music. Now, in the course that I built, there's over 100 different exercises with 12 bars, rhythm, songwriting techniques, music production, recording. Each one of those lessons, before when I taught in music schools, would cost people anywhere from $80 to $100 an hour. Before you even got done, you do the math, it's a lot of money. Because students, I couldn't give them any outside resources, couldn't talk to them outside of class, couldn't have their parents' email to contact them or have them answer questions or remind them of what their assignments are. So each week, if they forgot last week, they got to redo it this week. Not anymore. They got the classroom, they can call me anytime during the week. Problem solved, we keep making more music than excuses. So in that course, you can get all of that guitar knowledge that you need to be an actual guitar god, actual guitar creator for so much less than private lessons. And you don't even need a teacher to show you how to do all that. If you can just look at the video, see the notes on the screen with the numbers and the tablature, and just learn it. So you don't even need a teacher for that. But if you aren't sure what to do with it after you've learned it, that's a problem. So you've seen how I've taken you from point A all the way to here. You've seen how we made something special and unique to me using these principles. This structure can be modified and changed to your own personality. Now to move forward, I want to know a little bit about you. Like, where are you in your guitar journey? How long have you been playing guitar? How's your knowledge doing? Do you want to create, or do you need information to create with? I want to help you make more music than excuses, whether it's just a technique you're having struggles with, whether it's just you need to know what some scales are. Let me know, send me an email. All you do is click the link, send me an email, tell me a little about yourself, a little about your guitar history, where you want to go, where you're at, and I'll do my best to help, and we'll see which path is best for you. So, guitar players, my best guitar prayers go out to you. Namaste.
Make music or make excuses.